Today we'll be playing Anime Vanguards. Welcome back everybody to Anime Vanguards. So today is actually a special day because I was able to complete, the strongest, and we got the Gojo familiar and the King's Return to get Sukuna's familiar. And if you guys don't know, they both got a buff by getting these familiars. They have new abilities, basically, and new passives that makes them super strong. So I'll be showcasing them and how to get them and how to complete the quest really fast, which actually I'll start by doing that. So I'm gonna just cut straight to the chase. If you have Escanor, this is gonna be the easiest thing to ever do. And this is the only way I'm gonna show it, because you can do this with any other character, but Escanor is by far the easiest. So you go here to Odyssey, then you go to limitless mode, which you need 5 units, so 2 money mans. Now that you have your 2 money mans and the units that you want, which is Escanor, Gojo, and Sukuna, you come here, click Odyssey, go to limitless mode. Okay, now that you're here, you can see we got the Sand Village. Sand Village is one of the things that Escanor can't really solo, but he can if you know how to use him properly. But since we got Sukuna here, that's fine. We're gonna place down Sukuna, and then we're gonna skip all the wave, and then we're gonna place the rest of them down, and we're just gonna level him up all the way, just one of them, and then he should be able to solo this. But this is basically what you need to do. Now once we complete this, I'm gonna show you the next step onto how to do this faster. Now you're gonna get these cards, and usually you can pick another character and use them for the next wave or the next stage. Here we got the money man, so unfortunately it's not going to be something that's really going to help us. Escanor would have been a better choice, but we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to place the Sukunas down, and then we're going to skip all the waves all the way to wave 15, and you basically going to do this until you get to wave 25. But if you're using Gojo as well to double, the speed, you'd have to wait for Gojo and then do it from when you get Gojo. So if you got Gojo on wave 3 or stage 3 or stage 4, you'll have to calculate that into your work. So I had to reset, guys, because the Sand Village wasn't the best place to showcase this team. In the Sand Village, you basically got to use your other units unless you get multiple of Escanors. But you can see now that we started with Escanor, we can just place down Escanor, skip all the waves, turn his ultimate on, and then we just wait. And then here you want to choose Sukuna or Gojo, and then you're gonna continue doing that until you got your whole team. And we're gonna burn Sukuna and continue using Escanor, because this still counts as completing it with Sukuna, so you still get the mission completion. And now you want to choose Gojo and burn both of them to get both of the completions at the same time, basically, if you know what I'm talking about. Like the missions, you'll be able to complete them both at the same time just by using Escanor, which is by far the easiest method, or that's the easiest method for me at least. And you guys have to have Escanor. If you guys don't, then you guys can use any other team and it'll still work. Just make sure you have Sukuna or Gojo on your team, and then everything should be fine. But you're basically gonna continue doing this the exact same way until you basically complete the missions until like wave 25, and depending on which stage you got your characters. For example, I got Sukuna on wave 2 or stage 2, so I actually got to go to stage 26. And then I got Gojo on stage 3, so now I gotta go to stage 27. So that's how you basically calculate it. But you're basically gonna do this the whole entire time. Burn your units, place Escanor down, and if it's the Sand Village, just use your other units and you should be fine. But that's it. Skip all the waves, pop the ult, and you're good, Gucci. Now let's go and showcase Gojo and Sukuna with their familiar. Now the easiest way for me to showcase it to you guys is in Sandbox, where I can have like liberty to do whatever I want. Now we're gonna select the King's Burden, which gives them all Monarch, because this is where they really shine. Now we're gonna go with Gojo first. Gojo now on placement does 35k, which if you guys don't know, the honored one increases his damage by 250%, and this is from his familiar. This is what his familiar is doing. Split second decision: when an enemy leaves this unit's range, activates void for 2 seconds and fires attack 3 on that enemy. 20-second cooldown. It's like such a good passive because enemies can't really leave now. They end up like trapped, and then you can just continuously attack. And now with the buff that he's getting, he just became hella meta. Gifted Genius. Damage boost from the void stays active for 30 seconds after activation, which is insane. Now I want to look at his attacks because I haven't really seen them like that. Okay, so his first attack is Lapis Blue. On upgrade 3, he gets red, and his damage jumps up to 68,000, which is insane. And then from upgrade 3 to upgrade 6, he gets purple. Now his damage is up to 153,000, and that looks so dope. Oh yeah, that looks so cool. Now on upgrade 8, he gets the void, and his damage goes to 197,000, which I'll showcase in a bit. But his next upgrade, he gets max purple, which is damage basically doubles, which is insane. He goes to 426,000. He's full AoE, and he has this cool attack right here. Oh yeah, that's dope. And then on max, he does 470,000. Now for his passive, he has the strongest sorcerer, damage plus 20% and SPA minus 10%. Limitless, immune to status effects, damage plus 1% with each wave passed. So he gets stronger for each wave. Unlimited expansion, gains the ability void, SPA minus 2% for each kill during void, down to 10%. So now we're gonna pop the void once we get some more. I'm gonna actually spawn in an enemy. There you go. We got Vegeta here, which now once he gets in range, I think we might kill him way too fast. Yeah, okay, so now that we have him in range, he gets a 50% damage boost, and all enemies in range are time stopped for 10 seconds. Every kill while void is active decreases his speed, so he gets faster each attack, which as you guys can see now his speed went down to 9.2, which makes him basically a faster attacker. Let me see if it increases his speed even more. No, so this is his max, but he gets 666,000 attack, and then for each wave pass he just gets stronger. So if we skip like a bunch of waves, he like gets infinitely strong. So this is basically Gojo. The GOAT is back. He's actually meta, insanely meta actually. He's one of the best units now, so I highly recommend you guys get the familiar. I don't think there's gonna be that much time though to get him if you guys haven't got him, if you guys haven't started already. But if you guys have started, continue, and you probably hopefully will get him. Get the familiar to make Gojo this OP. Now let's move on to Sukuna. Now Sukuna, he starts with an insane range. So we're gonna talk about his familiar's passive first. The King of Curses. This unit applies cleave on every attack and buffs all cursed units by 30%. The 30% applies to himself as well. So he's basically insane. He's an insane buffer for any curse unit. The cursed one increases damage by 200% and range by 30%. So he has a bigger range and he does a lot more damage. Chef's Preparation. Anytime this unit first inflicts cleave on an enemy, immediately follows up with attack 2. So he does 2 attacks immediately. So let's look at his attacks real quick. So here he is applying cleave, and then he's doing his second attack right after, just like that. Wow, that is insane. Look at that, insane. He goes full AoE on level 1. That is crazy. That is actually crazy. Now let's look at his passive. Now to look at his passive, we're gonna have to upgrade him all the way. So let's start with the first passive. King's Curse. On hit before upgrade 9, inflicts bleed for 30% of this unit's damage and applies cleave, making them take 20% more damage from bleed. Insane. Also, if you guys didn't know, Sukuna is one of the only units who has a cool background like this or border around his character display. It's really cool. But let's move on to his next attack, Dismantle Slam. He goes full AoE and he does a whole barrage of attacks in one area. Insane. His damage jumps up to 94,000. Upgrade 6, he gets Cleave Dash, which he attacks straight forward. But because of his familiar's passive, every single time they enter his range, he does a full AoE on top. Look at that, a full AoE on top. So he's attacking and then he does attack number 2 on top. His damage jumps up to 128,000. Now that we're at upgrade 8, he gets his domain, his malevolent shrine basically, and he gets his new passive, Sinister Sanction. Gains the ability Sinister Sanction, damage plus 1% for each kill during Sinister Sanction, up to 30%. He gets a 30% extra boost for every kill that he gets. His damage jumps up to 151,000. Now we're gonna move on. I'm gonna show you guys him at max with the 30% from his domain. So upgrade 9, he gets Flame Release. It's like a cone shape, and he does his flame release or his fuga, whatever you want to call it, and it looks super cool. His damage jumps up to 268,000. On max, he does 327,000. He has 59.2 range, and he gets his last passive, gains the fire element, attacks inflict burn for 30% of this unit's damage plus 40%, and immune to status effects. He becomes insane. Now I'm going to spawn in some Vegetas here, a bunch of them. Okay, So now that we got some enemies, we should be able to upgrade him to max and do the domain, and he should get a 30% increase. Now everything should be working. So let's see. Yup, he just got a whole entire boost right there. He got 385,000 damage. He's basically insane. He boosts himself and he does a whole lot of DPS. His ability to do DPS has gotten so much better with this buff that he's become so meta. So guys, if this helped you guys, or you guys are now going to go get Gojo and Sukuna's familiar, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next Anime Vanguards video. The GOAT is back.